Geeks Gone Raw.
But yeah, The Sims 3 was like a console version, like it felt console. With Sims 4, it's like they literally took the PC version, just put it on console, mouse cursor and all.
Really, because I've been looking for I've been looking for like a straight port for a long time. Because like the PS2 version or the PS3 version or whatever one of like Port of Sims 2, which is something completely different.
I thought The Sims 2 on the PS2 was like really...
PS2 or PS3? I don't remember.
I think it was PS2, or at least what we played it on. And it was unique because it was like third person. Like
it was like an adventure game. It gave you like challenges and stuff like, here, do this. Here, go do that.
I'm going to tell y'all something. And I don't really tell people this. The Sims Bustin' Out had like one of the greatest soundtracks of all time. Like the R&B soundtrack on The Sims Bustin' Out is the shit, son.
Hold on a minute.
I mean, that shit is fucking dope. They got this one song. I can't find it. I gotta find it. But that soundtrack is the shit, bro. Let me see if I can find it.
Check it out, Chase. I got my Boba Fett beanie.
Nice.
It has a little antenna, but it keeps falling over.
I got me a trapper hat for Christmas, and I'm not wearing it. I don't think it'll do. I don't think it'll do too.
Do you be in the trap?
Yeah.
All right.
All right, there we go. I got it. Hold on. This is my shit, yo. Whenever this song came on, I was like, oh yeah.
Like that tea. Oh, it's my tea. Yeah.
It's clearly some R&B 90s nonsense. Gets in a good mood for the podcast, you know what I'm saying? Yes, I'm listening to this whole thing. Fuck it. It's 3 minutes. You about to get this. You about to feel this. All right, I was being funny. But that was my shit though. That fucking soundtrack, the rap, the hip hop and R&B soundtrack on Bustin' Out was the shit, son.
You know what I played and like no one else really remembers this because they all suck. There was a Sims pool on the iPod Classic. It was a pool game. It was like your generic pool game, right?
Mhm.
But you could customize your little dude. You could customize your pool cube and stuff. And it was like, okay, I'm done with work. I'm about to go have a night out, play pool at the pool hall. And it was like you get in your little 70s van, and you go, and it shows you driving down to the pool hall. And you get out, you got your little custom dude with your custom stick, and you just play pool against Sims people. And that was dope, and it doesn't exist anymore because there's no more iPod Classic.
What was really cool when it came to playing pool? What was that shit called? Was it PlayStation Home?
Yeah. Oh, they had a bowling alley.
And when you went to the bowling alley, son, the bowling was trash. But going to play pool at the bowling alley was just like, yo, that shit was fun as a motherfucker. PlayStation Home could have been the shit. They just kind of just didn't do anything with it.
I've heard stories of people
on the PS3. Pretty much.
Yeah, I've heard stories of people that like would just hang out there and actually like Trees from Fresh podcast talk about it, and he'd be like, there'll be some weird people just like literally having a conversation. He would just like walk up to them and eavesdrop, and they're having like a really personal conversation.
They used to do like flash mob things. They did like a bunch of zombies doing Thriller and stuff.
Mm-hmm. And then, but like the worst thing about it was if you were a female character.
Oh no! Yeah,
it was the absolute worst because dude was just chase you. Like, they would just follow you around, and it's just like, yo, I just got a female avatar. Like, y'all don't even know I got a dick, son. Like, it was bad. Like, it was real bad. But like, I've heard of a lot of shit. Like, like in those days in gaming, the shit used to be crazy because people would be like, yo, I made a new World of Warcraft account. And, I wanted to make a female character because, like, a lot of people say, like, if it's third person, I'll make a female because if I'm going to be behind somebody's ass, I might as well be behind a woman's ass. But, like, people just keep giving me shit. So I stopped talking. You know what I mean? I just stopped talking and people just give me shit because I have a female avatar.
It's still not perfect now, but back then it was more like swept under the rug. Like, this and this happened to me. Okay, cool. Like now it's more, I wouldn't say it's more moderated, like, like the online life for a woman, but it's not as tolerated, let's put it that way.
Yeah, it would be some weird shit. Like, a bunch of dudes would just chase you into a fucking corner and just start dancing so you can't fucking leave. It's just like fucking digital rape. Like, it was weird. It was so weird. It was just like if you had a female character, like you couldn't do anything in PlayStation Home, like unless you stayed at fucking home. I think the biggest missed opportunity with PlayStation Home. Are you recording?
Yeah.
I think the biggest missed opportunity with PlayStation Home was the thing that they wanted to do when they started and they never actually got that shit done, where like your trophies were an actual room in your house.
Oh, like a trophy case or something?
Yeah, like a real trophy room in your house where you could actually visually see all of your trophies like they were actually like displayed and shit. I think that would have been fucking cool as shit. I actually liked the idea of PlayStation Home. I just didn't have no reason to actually go there. I think one year I actually went during E3 and they had they would
drop trailers and stuff in the little video screen in Home.
Yeah, and then you can go to a digital representation of their E3 booth.
It's kind of like what they do in Fortnite now when they have concerts and stuff, or they'll have actual trailers in Fortnite.
Yeah, that shit was dope. Like that one time that I went, they did,
that one time that I went to PlayStation Home.
I went to PlayStation Home quite often because I wanted to go play pool, because I didn't really have a whole lot of games at that point. But And I was relatively new to be back on PlayStation. PlayStation Home was the shit, dude.
What?
Bruh. But I was relatively new and back on PlayStation when PlayStation Home was it, you know? I left PlayStation when I got an Xbox, and then I came back on the PS3.
Oh, speaking of the Ox. Holy got that Duke.
Motherfucking Duke. I still got mine. I don't know where all the pieces are. I know where the box is. I know where the controller is. I don't necessarily know where my power cable is. And then, like, once I find my power cable, okay, where's the cable that connected to the TV? You know, like those things are the problem when it comes to my Xbox. I even have the replacement power thing, because remember when they had the thing where it might overheat and catch fire, so they sent you a new cable with a little brick on it that had like a circuit breaker into the brick.
Mine has the DVD attachment on it.
I still have my DVD attachment. Actually, my DVD thing is still actually plugged into my Xbox.
So I got, this was a few years ago, I got that and a PlayStation 1 at a thrift store for $10 for both of them.
Word.
And the other day I recorded a video of Max Payne on Xbox, and I put it on my YouTube channel. I might start a playthrough of KOTOR next.
Word. But I mean, if you go play KOTOR, I mean, you might as well play it on the one.
Yeah, because I wanted to play it on like old school platform. That's why.
I mean, but it makes it easier to record that video. You know what I'm saying?
No, I got the Elgato here. Like, it works perfect.
Okay. I have been watching this dude. He is playing through the Halo games for the first time.
Is it the Master Chief Collection, or is it straight like the old?
It's the Master Chief Collection. He's playing on PC.
Because I don't know how, but I somehow own 1 and 2, like on the original Xbox. I don't even know how. I think they belong to my brother before he left.
I still have mine. Actually, like right here beside me, I can see a few of my 360 games right here. I haven't used any of this stuff in quite some time. I haven't used any of these discs. I got like a specific handful of discs that I set aside from my 100 or so 360 games. But I can see reaching 3 are right here, right here beside me. I can reach out and touch them motherfuckers. But
you can reach out and touch reach.
I can do that. See.
And I remember I traded in Reach, and I traded in a bunch of other games so I can get Force Unleashed 2. Trash. I should have said my Reach.
I stopped trading in stuff once I actually worked at GameStop. Once I worked at GameStop, I had never traded in another motherfucking thing ever.
Well, the thing is, like, at the time, it was still like a higher price to trade in, so I was like, let me go and trade this in and trade in like a couple other things so I can get the Force Unleashed 2 straight up. It was trash.
Actually, I think that might have had something to do with how people feel like they have so many games to play now. It's because nobody trades in shit anymore. Before, like, maybe there was a bunch of games out, but they didn't have them all digitally to where, like, they might have had a few games and they'll trade in some, and, you know, it wasn't like a daunting library of games like you have now on your Steam accounts or your PSN.
Or on Game Pass, like, currently at my job, Gears 5 is $9.99. I'm not going to buy it because Game Pass exists.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's the Game Pass fucked up all of that shit. Like,
is Borderlands 3 on Game Pass?
Doubtful.
Okay,
I
did see that at work for like $15, I think. I might get that.
I do own it. I bought it digitally. And then I don't know what happened. I just didn't get into it like I thought I would. I think part of it is the villains of that game are super, super annoying. Like it is like super, super, super annoying. They're like basically like the Borderlands version of YouTube stars.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they are super annoying. And it wasn't like the kind of annoying that Handsome Jack was. Like Handsome Jack was like annoying enough to make you want to keep going because you want to see him die.
Well, at least it's not like Borderlands 1 where it didn't really have a main villain.
True. I'm actually, it eventually became Commandant Steel. Like,
Well, yeah, but you know,
but the best villain in Borderlands 1 was what's his name? The one in the DLC. What's his name? The dude who would just talk to you about how bored he was that he was there.
General. He was a general.
General Knox.
There we go.
Knox. Yeah, General Knox would be like, "Oh my god, I'm just bored and I don't want to be here on the Borderlands, and this shit is really like not something that I'm really into." Oh, and yeah, I'm gonna kill you. Like he would just do that the whole thing until you get to the end. But he would just be talking to you on some like I don't even want to fucking be here type shit, and then be like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna kill you."
Oh, yeah, and I actually thought I didn't put. I mean, I guess relatively of what I probably put in Borderlands 1 and 2. But when I looked at my playthrough of Borderlands 3, I was like, man, I barely played this. And I looked at my playthrough, I've put 50 hours into it. You know, but you know, it's just like here or there. You know, it just still didn't feel like I had like really got into like my builds and all that kind of stuff. You know, I was just kind of playing.
I really just don't know what it was that made me just kind of like not give a shit. Like Borderlands just didn't.
You didn't have someone to play with, probably.
It just didn't grab me. And actually, I had someone to play with. My cousin, who I played a lot of Division with, has the game, and he was just like, "All right, let's play." And then it was like, let's play some Division instead. Like that's pretty much how that went. It was just kind of like, yeah, but we have this, and then he would just be like, "But then I got to install this shit." And then I'm like, okay, fine, let's play some Division. And that's how I ended up playing so much Division. We could have been playing a whole lot of shit.
And, well, a lot of my hours probably is, well, this happened in Borderlands 1, not as much in 2, but I would have a lot of hours just playing Firestone stuff because, like, I would get a higher level, and then a friend would buy it, and then I would play Firestone stuff again with him, and then so I'm like in the beginning area so much because I'm a nice guy that is willing to play with somebody that's lower level. But at least with Borderlands 2, or Borderlands 3, it actually scales to.
Yeah, because we call this golf ratting someone. When Borderlands 1, the homie Golf Rat got the game late, so we played the game with him, but we were all higher level and we boosted him. And then when he got to play on his own, he was way too over leveled for that the beginning of the game, and he was just bored out of his fucking mind, so he stopped playing the game.
Yeah, but yeah, so that changes in Borderlands 3 to where like if I'm playing on your mission and you're level 5 and I'm a level 20. All the enemies are level 20 to me, but they're level 5 to you.
I think Dead Island did the same thing.
Yeah.
I played a lot of Dead Island with Scott, and him and I were different levels. So, like, when we both would see the same enemy, we're both seeing it at our level.
Yeah, I think that came from Dead Island. Nobody talks about Dead Island of, like, revolutionizing anything, but, like, when you really think about it, they were the first to do that shit. And, like, a lot of people have adopted that now.
Because Dead Island was, like, it was a good concept, but, like, the game itself was underwhelming. I'll be nice. It was underwhelming.
Well, I think the main thing is that trailers made it seem like it was going to be this emotional game, and then it ended up being an extremely goofy game.
Yeah, and it ended up being fucking... It basically ended up being Borderlands.
Dying Light's much better.
Without the funny. It ended up being Borderlands without the funny.
Yeah. Dying Light's much better. Dynamite's awesome.
That's the one with the parkour.
Yeah.
So the parkour.
It's really good. I really enjoyed that game.
All right, so a Rolling Star motherfuckers, welcome back. This is Sarcasm. We're here. Chase is here. Sam's here. I'm here. We're here. And this will be the, well, let me preface this. If Chase actually edits the show in time, if he edits the show in time, or if I remind Chase enough to edit the show in time, this will be the last show of the year.
Well,
we've had a pretty good year.
Well, here's what had happened. I had a plan. I was going to wait to edit the show until we play some Gears, so then I wouldn't have broke my thing because the show hadn't come out yet, and then it got so late because of Christmas and stuff. I was like, fuck it, I might as well put the show out because I ain't playing this shit. And I just want to let y'all know that after the last show where I pointed out the fact that every time we're supposed to play something, I say, Chase, when are we going to play a game? And if Chase doesn't respond, I did that again on multiple occasions leading up to this show. It's like, hey, when we're going to play a game? And nothing from Chase. I was here for 2 whole weeks with no one. 1 week I was here by myself. I could do whatever the fuck I wanted to. No Chase. Then my daughter was here, which she wasn't going to stand in the way of nothing. No Chase. It's still no Chase for the last 2 fucking weeks. Only thing I've been playing is Cyberpunk, really. So,
is this why you were in trouble with the principal the other day?
No, he had a question about Persona.
Oh,
yes, okay. I did. I had a question about Persona because I
legit? I thought you were being funny.
No, that was real. I bought Persona for the kid. The kid finally got her PS4. And
Sam was like, "Holy shit, that was real!"
Yeah, I thought you were goofing around.
No. It was about Persona, but it wasn't for me.
So you said Persona. I was like, jeez.
Yeah, because fucking JRPGs. But yeah, I had a question because I bought Persona for the kid.
Androgynous teenage boys.
Yeah, fuck that shit. And that's the first thing you see too. Like really, dude. But then again, apparently, she likes K-pop, so that's kind of her thing. Because they all look like anime characters, except for that one that looks like your gay Aunt Carol.
Okay.
Like all of the members, there's one member of BTS that looks like your gay Aunt Carol, and like you know exactly what I'm talking about when I say your gay Aunt Carol, the one that always shows up to the cookout with her friend, with her roommate. Yeah, with her roommate. Like, when you're young, you're just like, oh, there's a roommate. Like, they live together. That's awesome. Like fucking Laverne and Shirley.
No, they say that for like the older, aunts and uncles and grandpas and stuff. But everybody knows what's really going on.
Not when you're young. When you're young, you don't realize that. Like for a long time, I'm gonna tell you, for a long time, there's a family member who has it's not direct family. Like a direct family member from her father's side.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, so like not directly, direct to me, but like someone I still consider family. Used to be around, and used to come around with his roommate. And, they just been roommates for all this time until like maybe about 2 years ago. And I went,
and you're like, oh no,
Uncle so-and-so's gay. Like, it just never dawned on me.
I had a teacher like that. I had a teacher who was like, now thinking back on it, he was pretty flamboyant and he wasn't married. And we were always joking because he worked directly with like a woman teacher who was like really, really attractive. Mm-hmm. And like as kids, we were like, yeah, they'd probably be getting it on in there when no one's around. No, they weren't. Right. And he had a roommate for a very long time. And as a kid, you didn't think about that kind of thing.
I've never been surprised when someone has like came out and like all the like the older people are like, oh my god, I would never know. And I was like, really? You never know? You could never tell that Clay Aiken wasn't gay.
Right. Didn't that dude try to be a senator or some shit?
Yeah.
In your state?
Yeah.
Was he in your... That wasn't your district, was it?
Not sure. I know he's like something to do with school boards and stuff.
Realize Chase doesn't vote.
Really, Chase?
Because he would know that whether it was his district or not, because he would have voted for.
Because he would have been like, oh, yeah, that dude, yeah.
We all just realized Chase doesn't vote.
He probably just picks his, like, close his eyes, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, like that.
We're not vote shaming you, though. Like, I'm not vote shaming you.
But
I just...
Yeah, it is true. I have not voted in the last 2 elections.
This would have been before then, though.
Well, yeah, well, then I did vote, so it probably wasn't in my district then, because I would have saw that.
Yeah. But, yeah, how'd your Christmases go?
Mine went good. You know, it actually ended up being a better Christmas for my kids than normal because of, you know, more money and stuff. But, so that was cool, you know, and I got surprised with a new chair, which is cool.
All right.
Yeah.
No more butt fatigue, he said.
Yeah. No more, freaking kitchen chairs, which is funny. Like the wooden kitchen chair was actually more comfortable than the metal chair with a cushion. That metal just like went right through that cushion, made it harder. So the wood was actually more comfortable than that. But this is like
wood's more comfortable for your butt. Okay, good.
Yeah. He said it, not me.
You ain't even added no rainbow on that joint. You just kind of...
Because you didn't think about it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But yeah, like
I'm gonna let you finish.
the chair's nice. I got Amber a Japanese steamer that she was wanting. So
not a Cleveland steamer, but a Japanese steamer.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's basically a steamer made out of bamboo. But
okay,
so
sounds good.
She really wants to make like what's it called?
Like, isn't bamboo grown in shafts?
All right, so you got shafts, you got wood, you got butts.
What are those things that you wrap up that have meat inside of them?
Condom.
Yeah. That you steam. Dumplings, there we go. She wants to make dumplings.
It get a little warm in there sometimes, so
yeah,
might get steamy.
Might get a little steamy.
I don't know about you, but it might get a little steamy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. But yeah, Christmas is good. It was cool. You know, it's always nice when you can provide. You know,
I ain't get nothing.
No, I haven't got anything in years. So. Well, my girlfriend did give me a really cool Boba Fett shirt because she knows I like Boba Fett.
Word up! Oh, we should talk about that. The Mandalorian, dog.
Oh yeah.
I'm not caught up yet.
Really?
Oh, you motherfucker! I said I was holding on to spoilers until that Monday after that last episode of The Mandalorian. So like. You lucky I would be nice today because you was about to get these spoilers. Bruh. Why have you not caught up, sir?
Well,
why?
Well, like I said, we've been watching stuff. We decided that we were going to watch all the Marvel movies. And we got through phase 1, which there was only I've seen most of that. I've seen all of that, but I couldn't remember like Thor and stuff because it's been so long. But and then I realized phase 2, I hadn't seen nothing. So that's where we are. We're right now about to watch Ultron. We were going to watch it tonight, but
I don't remember much about the Ultron movie. I just remember the twins were in it, and that was pretty much in the Ultron.
I've watched the whole thing over because of Disney Plus. I've watched the whole thing basically twice now.
I see. So there are other things to watch on Disney Plus. Okay, good.
Yeah, I've watched Disney, and I've watched. Excuse me. On Disney Plus, I watched The Mandalorian, of course. I have watched all of the Marvel movies, including the ones that weren't there at first whenever they came over, even though I watched them
the ones that were still like on Netflix?
Yeah, when they were on Netflix and other shit. Like, I watched them over there, and then when they came on Disney, I watched those too.
Well, we are watching the ones that aren't on Disney as well. Like, we watched Hulk, and we watched we're going to watch Spider-Man, the Spider-Mans, but they're not on Disney because of rights.
Yeah. I think the Hulk thing is just kind of stupid. Like, Universal just like, yo, dog, work out a deal like Sony did. Like, it makes no sense to just hold on to this property and not do anything with it because you own the rights to distribute it if they make a Hulk movie. But if they put the Hulk in a movie...
Yeah, the Hulk can be in someone else's movie. He just can't have his own movie.
Right. But, like, why didn't you work out a deal like Sony did? It makes no sense to not make that deal.
Because I don't think they're too pressed about it because it's a different actor.
Yeah.
But actually, watching that, I didn't mind. I do like the new Bruce Banner, right? But what's his name as Edward Norton as Bruce Banner? I think worked. Like,
I kind of liked it. I liked it, but then they were like, "Well, he's out." I'm like, "Well,
yeah," because
I'll say this. I'm not saying that it worked better. I'm just saying it was better than Eric Bana.
Yeah. They would like you to forget that happened, sir.
Yes. But I want the Mark Ruffalo movie. I want that. And then, like, they're making they have cast She-Hulk.
Oh yeah, they got what's his name from that Incredible Hulk movie to be in She-Hulk. That Australian dude, I forget his name. He played the bad guy.
he's just gangly and depressed looking enough to be like really convincing as a Bruce Banner to me. Tim
Roth from the Incredible Hulk movie is going to be in the She-Hulk.
And then Whatchamacallit is actually going to be She-Hulk. Tatiana Maslany.
Yeah, the girl with the weird name. Yeah.
Yeah, so she played Orphan Black. I started watching Orphan Black again with Pooh. We made it through the first season, and I'm like really hype about watching this shit again. Like, I love Orphan Black. So I even bought the audio book. I even bought the audio book on a service where they did a whole season of the audio book. With her doing basically all of the parts.
Oh, right.
And she does all of the parts. Like, and she is an incredible actress. Like, incredible. Like, the idea, like, when you're watching that show and you see all of her work, all of her acting work, you're just like, wow, this is fucking amazing. Like, I think I'm doing this side project with Rashani and Brandon over at Hindsight Movie Reviews, where we're doing Return to Oswald, where we're reviewing the TV show Oz. When that's done, I think I want to get them on to Orphan Black, and we should do an Orphan Black show. I would be totally into that. Like, I would, because I really want to watch this again, and possibly another time or two. No problem.
Mm-hmm.
I think Orphan Black is my new Buffy at this point.
Yeah, man.
New season of The Expanse coming up. I heard.
Yes. They dropped 4 episodes. They dropped 4 episodes. They did the thing that they did with The Boys, where they dropped the first 3 episodes the day of the launch, and then every Wednesday is a new episode. It's good. It's really good.
I haven't finished season 2 yet, so.
It's really good so far.
As soon as they dropped as soon as they drop ads into Amazon, I think I was out.
No, it's just they only put that one little ad thing at the beginning, and you can skip those now. So,
Oh yeah.
And the ads on, be careful what you click on, because if it says like free with IMDb, it will have ads just like any other. Because that's actually free. You don't have to have PS Plus or Amazon Prime for that. You know, so
well,
those
I
are
have Amazon Prime, but like the ads, they usually put an ad for one of their things in front of whatever you're watching. Which
No. Recently, they started putting them in the show. Like
really?
here's a little ad break. Yeah. That they've been doing. That they've been doing for a long time. Most recently, they started doing that.
I don't watch a whole. I have not watched anything that had ad breaks in the middle.
Because I forgot what I was watching. I was sitting down to eat something. You know, you sit down to eat something, you would have put on a little show. You know, and I put on something. I was like, "What the heck? Where are these ad breaks?" No,
Maybe you got one of them IMDb joints.
no, it was Unsolved Mysteries. It was one of their shows.
Yeah, I haven't gotten that, but that's not saying that I won't.
I was looking at it on the iPad, so maybe it depends on what platform I'm looking at it on.
I'm watching it on the TV straight up.
Yeah, that might be different on the TV.
Yeah, I only get one ad thing before the episode starts.
Yeah, you can skip those. Yeah, they've been doing that though.
Yeah.
So I just have one question about Mandalorian. It's no real spoilers. What the heck happened to Bib Fortuna? That dude, ever since Jabba's been gone, he's been doing a little.
He's been getting his job on. You know what I'm saying?
He's like, man, it's not enough to have his position. I gotta look like Jabba.
Yeah, he won't be like Mike, yo. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, I mean, I know in reality it's been 30 years, but on the show it's only been like, what, 2?
Well, it's 5, right?
5 or 2? I don't know what I heard.
It's 5.
I've heard different.
The Mandalorian is like 5 or 6 years after Return.
Okay, because I had originally heard 2. That's why I was like, well, okay.
No, they said it's about 5. So that's what I have heard from
in 5
watching
years.
that.
They've been getting this heat on.
Yeah, while that I watched those little documentaries that the directors and the actors and stuff.
That show that they have.
Those are really cool. Like I really dig those as a guy who likes special features. I like that Disney Plus has those. Like I wish more people adopted those things. So but yeah, it's been about 5 or 6.
Oh, I was looking for. I remember you said there was a special feature that was a deleted scene that shows Hulk breaking the ice that releases.
Oh, yeah, for Captain America. Yeah,
yeah, and I couldn't find that.
I heard about it. I never seen it.
I've heard about it. I don't think I've ever actually seen it.
They might not. It might be one of those things that they wrote out but never filmed. That could
kind of like that. The one for Endgame, was it Endgame or Infinity War. There's a deleted scene of Professor Hulk like helping people and doing shit that was supposed to lead you into that Professor Hulk reveal that they did like cinematics for. But they never actually shot it. But like you can actually see that. But I guess they thought that just meeting him in a diner was like a better situation. You know what I mean?
Didn't they have like a theatrical release with all those deleted scenes put into it? But then like they weren't like fully like rendered, I guess. So it still kind of looked like crap.
Yeah, it's kind of like how they did when everybody got the bootleg of Soul Plane. where the outside of the plane scenes were not fully rendered yet, but we all got that leg of Soul Plane.
There's a Professor Hulk meme that speaks of me. Probably wasn't you guys, but it's him just sitting there looking all Professor Hulk, and it says, "When you used to listen to hardcore, but now you listen to podcasts."
Oh yeah, I've seen that one.
And I was
that don't mean nothing to me. Now, if it's saying when you used to listen to hardcore hip hop and now you listen to a bunch of R&B and fucking disco music, that would be me. because I am that guy now. This guy. I am that guy. I listen to a lot of old stuff, and I listen to a lot of R&B. Like, I listen to a lot of neo soul, and I listen to a lot of like stuff that's like disco and borderline disco, like Off the Wall is like kind of disco-y, but like we don't really want to call it disco.
You mean like the last Daft Punk album?
I mean, no, I'm talking about actually. I'm talking about old stuff.
That thing, and I was like, let's go put this on. I'm like, what the heck is this? What? No.
I mean, the only thing I know, the only thing I know is what? Get Lucky. Get Lucky was a disco song.
Yeah, like that whole album. Okay, the whole album was like that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm good.
Exactly.
I think Rob is into the whole Daft Punk thing, and like Pooh Bear knows all of this stuff because she's heard it at home. But I don't think I've ever really been too deep into the whole Daft Punk thing. I think the weird thing, and I find the same thing about Slipknot, like the masks just kind of off-putting. I just don't like. I want to know who my artists are.
I only got into them because of like the Tron soundtrack. I was like, this is dope. Let me go back and listen to some of their deep stuff. I'm like, well, this is great. And then that album came out. I was like, oh God, why'd you do that to me?
Right.
No, I do like the meme that says talking about like when you're younger and you're like, man, the radio is really playing my jam. And then when you're older, the grocery store is really playing my jam.
The best song on there is a song called Marauder.
Well, we talk about Giorgio Armani or whatever.
Yeah. Giorgio Armani. No, Giorgio Moroder.
I can never pronounce his name. That's why I'm like, Mordor.
Yeah.
Giorgio Mordor.
I'm good. I have no idea what that is. And I'm probably never going to listen to that.
And the last track, but it's not really the last track on the American version, it's the Japanese version. You get torrent that or whatever because you're probably not going to buy it. But but that track is actually really good. It's more ambient. I dig it.
I think I deleted that from everything. I don't have that. I have not had that in years. That was such a disappointment.
No, I ain't never gonna do nothing like that. Like I'm not. I haven't listened to the shit, let alone try to find like
the Japanese version.
Like, fuck out of here.
You gotta listen to the deep cuts, the acoustic version, the acoustic live version. like a long time ago, somebody was like, "There's an acoustic live version of like this Deftones album that like only exists like a bit back. This is back before like MP3s and stuff. That you could only buy in like head shops or whatever."
Well, I know that they did this thing to where they recorded it like in like the volcano. Well, they did it where they recorded things in like Hawaii, and it was like this whole thing. You can find it on YouTube. But
but at the time I had to go into one of those places that sells the Anarchist Cookbook.
Yeah,
and like posters of like Travis Bickle, and you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It smells a little funny, if you know what I mean. But yeah, no, I had to go in there to buy it. And I was like, well, let me get out of here. Let me go take 10 baths.
Have you really thought about, how, speaking of Deftones, how like there's bands that have formed in like 95 that are still like making modern music that is played and like...
I actually tapped out after White Pony. I was like, this is garbage.
But I'm talking. Well, I haven't really listened to a lot of the newer stuff either. But they're still putting out newer stuff, and they still have fans. And not all of them are like people of our age. They have younger fans. What band?
There's some bands that are like Aerosmith. People were still listening to that.
Okay,
even up to when I was a teenager.
Okay,
because they were still putting out modern music.
In 1990, what band that started in 1965 was still putting out modern music.
Modern music. They had an album in like 94, didn't they? 95.
Yeah, but was it listened to by young people?
Oh, well, it was on Mad TV, so yeah. They were like, and now here's a song by the Rolling Stones off their new album. Yay.
Yeah.
And then I listened to that just so I can get back to the UBS guy.
I don't know. I just think it's weird that a lot of these bands from the 90s are still like popular when like in the 90s other than people that were really into music People weren't just like straight up listening to music from the 60s.
So like popular, like in like you turn on the radio and listen to it.
Yeah.
Not like you cut people who are like really into like the sounds and stuff.
Right. Yeah, I think it's because of the internet. Like the 90s don't seem as long as the 60s from the 90s, but the 90s to now is the same as the 60s to the 90s.
How dare you?
Yeah. I'm sorry, but it's true.
I feel like at work, like I'll try to reference things at work, and they're like, "The fuck are you talking about?" Because like I was talking about like the John Travolta meme, because they were talking about there's food in the break room when I go in the break room and I do this joint right here, and like they're looking at me like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "You haven't seen that meme of John Travolta from Pulp Fiction?"
Or they probably don't even know it's from Pulp Fiction.
Well, you've seen that the meme of like John Travolta in a suit doing this. That's what I was doing in the break room when there's food in the break room when there wasn't. Scar, are you okay over there?
I know y'all were talking about the Deftones and some shit like that, and I know like maybe 3 songs, so I just let y'all rock. I was just like, I didn't know.
Hey Scar, it's Deftones. Not the Deftones.
I don't give a shit. It's like the Walmart. I don't give a fuck. It's the Walmart. I don't give a fuck if you call it Walmart. It's the Walmart. I'm going to the Walmart. Damn it, I'm old.
Just like the old people are like the MySpace, the Facebook,
right? The cancer. I'm sorry.
The sugar.
You have to say it like a old Southern belle. It's the cancer. When you speak about it, it's the cancer. But like, yeah, I mean, I'm at that age where the comes before things. I'm sorry.
All right.
So y'all were talking about the Deftones, and I know a handful of songs, but nothing that I really
to them when they were like more like the heavy metal. When the third album came out and they turned into that new metal garbage, I was like, I'm out.
That's why I came in. What are we talking about?
Well, you're wrong. White Pony is when they veered away from new metal.
Really? Because that one Breathe or whatever the fuck song, what's that song they came out with? It was like really, really their biggest song off that album.
Changing the House of Fives.
Yeah, that one. That one sounded very new metal to me. It was like a ballady, a ballady song with a heavy chorus. That's pretty much new metal. That was like what was
I thought new metal was the fact that they kind of added a little bit of hip hoppy to there.
I think that's what it turned into. But there was a lot of fake metal going on at the time where it was like a ballad. It was with like a hard chorus.
Change is one of the songs that I know, and like that does not say new metal to me.
I did not like that. I was like, I want like a straight like their first album. That was just like, rah, 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 yeah, I'm digging this.
I mean, I dug White Pony, but it was definitely different than their earlier stuff.
It's different than their previous stuff, right? Like,
right, yeah.
Like MX, that was my jam. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, moving on.
Bib Fortuna did a lot of eating. It was eating a lot of them frogs.
I find myself being totally enamored with YouTube people playing games that I've played before, but like watching people play it for the first time on PC, like what I talked about before with the Halo thing. But I've been watching other games of like people playing stuff for the first time, and I like just watching stuff like that. I get kind of a kick out of it, like when it gets to that moment, like watching reaction videos again, because I got into reaction videos before, but like watching reactions and like seeing like when you get to that part, like what happens, like watching their face and stuff like that. I can't watch these types of videos if they don't have face cam.
Right.
That shit doesn't work for me. Like, it doesn't work for me. If I can't see your face and I can't see you, like, the moment in Halo 2 that you realize that you got to play as the Arbiter, like that look on your face, like what the fuck, like that. I want to see that. Like I want to see that emotion. Like when you run that sword through truth, when he runs that sword through truth, even though it's in a cutscene where he just kind of he just slowly runs that sword through. He just kind of goes afterwards. Like I want to see that on your face. Like whoa, that shit just happened. When certain characters die, you're just kind of like whoa. I ain't see that coming.
The thing about reaction videos is this is why I don't want to do them. I thought about doing them, but I know if I did them, I would really ham it up for the camera, and that's what I think a lot of these people do.
I would.
Or
I like watching. I like watching a lot of musical reaction videos, especially people reacting to Snarky Puppy, because like it's like very intricate and kind of cerebral jazz fusion music. And then watching like people's reaction to that is always great.
You know what's weird? Is hearing shit like that in like Walmart, and you're like, because I was at like, I don't remember where I was, but like a Periphery song come on, and I was like, what the fuck?
No, I'm gonna tell you, that doesn't bother me now because I have the old school hip hop station in Richmond that like when I'm listening to old school hip hop station and Hypnotize come on, I'm like, wait a minute. Like, no, sir. You know what I mean? Like that type of, and
they have one of those here. And like it's just like, man, this some good. They're playing the jams, and it's like Snoop Dogg's like first album, and I'm like, man, I'm old.
No, you know what? I was listening to the old school hip hop station, and they played "Drop It Like It's Hot," and I'm like, yo, that's not.
Really? That's not. Yeah.
But like, then when you realize when "Drop It Like It's Hot" came out, you're just kind of like, right. I mean, I guess it kind of fits, but it don't feel old to me. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to hear "Hypnotize." I want to hear "I Need Love." Like on the hip hop station.
Like yeah. I feel that, but with like the classic rock station, you turn on a classic rock station, you're hearing like Nirvana and shit, and you're like, no.
Yeah.
Well, on the oldies, on the straight up oldies station where they used to play 60s, 70s stuff when I was a kid,
yeah,
they're playing like Sugar Ray every morning or whatever. And I'm like, no, that came out in 99, 2000. No, that is not an oldie.
Right. But do you realize 2000 was 20 years ago?
I'm like, no, yeah, well, I guess.
Right. It's like we've reached the point to whereas like TRL classics are oldies now.
God.
That is the show title, sirs.
It's not a Big Fortuna been eaten.
No.
I thought it was going to be the cancer.
The cancer.
I can't because
that would get flagged or something.
No, but I would type it out like the way that I would sound that one out like the cancer. Like I would sound that out, but no, like
the cancer, like SIR.
No, we can't do that. We can't do that. Nope, I can't. I won't.
You want to get canceled, Chase? Is that what you want?
Well, that's not very hip hop. You're hip hop of you is I can't, I won't.
That's not very cash money of you, sir.
That's not very cash money of you, sir. That is the show title now. I'm doing that right now. Yeah, all of that stuff is oldies now. All the cash money stuff is oldies now. Like Bling Bling comes on, and that's on the oldie station now. Why is Bling Bling on the oldie station? You know what I mean? That's weird. All of that stuff is just weird.
Yeah, I feel the same way. If I turned on an old school hip hop station, I would be like, expecting like Run DMC and shit like that, not Dr. Dre. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, let me tell y'all something that has me like really excited. They moved up the release of Cobra Kai by a week, yo.
Oh, really?
Yeah, buddy. It's being released on Friday, dog.
Hopefully it's not as big a disappointment as Wonder Woman.
I I've heard some things about Wonder Woman. I don't have HBO.
I got 40 minutes in. Nope.
I have heard only one person say, "Okay, that was all right." Like, I've only heard one person say it was all right. Everyone else is like, "What the fuck is this?"
Like, we waited all this time for that.
Exactly.
Like, if I had paid for that, I would have been so mad.
Yeah, if they would have did that Disney shit where you have the app and you got to pay an extra $30 fucking dollars. Yeah, that would have been buddy.
That would have got a bigger backlash than Cyberpunk.
But like the idea that some people got a subscription to HBO Max so they can watch that shit.
But
I'd be mad if I did.
No, that ain't nothing. Think of the people that paid like $90 to $100 for a fight, and dude gets knocked out in 2 seconds.
But technically,
normal, that happens a lot.
Yeah, but then technically you have all of the undercard stuff too. Like if you paid all of that money for the Tyson fight, like at least you got to see Nate Robinson get knocked the fuck out. You know what I mean? Like at the very least you got to see that. So like it's, the fights have undercards and all of that kind of stuff. Like, yeah, you're paying for the main event, but there's other shit that happens, and a lot of times the good shit happens in the undercard stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, the last UFC pay-per-view I paid for was UFC 100. It was Brock Lesnar versus that other guy, the guy that beat him. And like it was like a long 3-hour show, and then when they finally got to the main event, Brock Lesnar versus the guy that beat him, Brock Lesnar whooped the ass in like the first round. I was like, well, that was cool, but I felt ripped off.
And then you feel even more ripped off. It could like after like a month they go, Brock Lesnar was on steroids, so yeah, we're gonna have to take that one back. Like for real? Like first of all, you beat a motherfucker's ass in 30 seconds. Which should have been clue number one, but all right, you did it. I paid for this shit. But then, like, you lost your title because you was using steroids to beat a motherfucker's ass in 30 seconds.
He was on the steroids.
Well, everybody's going to get all over Brock, but nobody says shit about Captain America.
I mean, it's not really the same thing. It's kind of like, okay, so
it's literally the same thing.
No, it's not, because here's why it's because Steve had no fucking idea what he was in for. Steve had zero idea what he was in for. He wasn't like Barry Bonds where they was just like, okay, we're gonna give you the cream and the clear, and you're gonna be a better baseball player. They were just like, no, we see something in you, and we're gonna make you a better you. And he was just like, all right, Dan, like, what is this gonna entail? And they were just like, we got you, dog.
Just strap into the seat and shut the F up.
Yeah, they were just like, we got you, dog. And it was just like, okay, he just rolled with it. And then the man even came to see him the night before, had a nice little touching conversation about it. And like you know, no matter what happens tomorrow, you still be you, dog. And it's like, cause you are enough, sir. I don't know, what was that? Was that Dr. Phil? Was that Dr. Phil? I don't know. That was a little bit of Dr. Phil there. But like, so Steve does not count in the whole steroids thing because he had no idea what they were doing to him. Zero idea.
Yeah.
Like, for Brock Lesnar knew exactly what he was doing.
Yeah, true. Well,
John Jones knew John Jones knew he took cocaine the night before.
Well, since we're back on Marvel just a little bit, there's something I wanted to say. Watching them in order and kind of like binging them makes these movies that people didn't really like make a lot more sense, and I like them a lot. Like Iron Man 3. Like in the scheme of things, Iron Man 3 is great right after Avengers and all that stuff. But like if you just like watch Iron Man 1, Iron Man 2, and Iron Man 3. You know, you'd be like, what the fuck is this shit?
I saw that movie in the theaters, and I was like, this is awful.
I don't think that's the case. Here's why I say that wasn't true for me. Mm-hmm. It wasn't watching them in order. It was watching them the second time. and like understanding where all of this goes is what made me appreciate some of those underwhelming. Like I hated Captain America, the First Avenger. I fucking hated that movie. Like I went to sleep. Like, you know what I mean? Like I hated that movie, but like on the second viewing, once I had gotten past it all, that's when it made more sense to me of why they did all of this stuff where 75% of the movie he's not fucking doing anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think the second viewing is what did it for me, not necessarily watching them in order. But I do understand what you're saying. I 100% understand what you're saying, because watching them in order and like getting all of the after credits and all of that stuff like that, it makes a huge difference.
Yeah, and because I don't think, at least it was true for me, to where like, yeah, I was like, oh yeah, Avengers, they still got what's his name to play Tony Stark. It seemed like they were like casting the same people, but it seemed like it kind of like fit, because of course it's comic movies, they're gonna fit at some point because the comics fit. But like until like the next phase, like Civil War and like Black Panther and Infinity War and all that stuff, people were like, holy shit, this shit is like really connected, to where then when you go back and you're like, holy shit, you know.
I don't necessarily feel that way about. I feel that I understand how you feel and that about most of those characters.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say, Iron Man 1, I said from the beginning, they picked the perfect person for this.
Yes.
Like, they picked the perfect person for this. There was no way that they could have picked a more perfect person than that. And also, having read the Ultimates comics, especially the first graphic novel,
Antonio Stark.
Yeah.
But we never got to see Iron Man.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing.
But I like Don Cheadle. Like, I like the replacements. But it would be really... Because that one scene where it's like, next time, baby. You're like, nah, man. No.
Yeah, right? I think he played himself. Like, that's the only thing you can really say about it. He played himself. He wanted more money than Robert. How you want more money than Robert? Well, that's what they said that the problem was. He wanted more money, and he wanted Robert money. It was like, you don't get Robert money, sir. You don't get Robert money, sir. There is never going to be a War Machine movie. Like, you are aware of this, right? There's never going to be a War Machine movie, so you can't make Robert money. You know what I'm saying? So like, I like Don Cheadle. I would have liked to see what would have happened if he would have stayed.
I think he was too great of an actor, Don Cheadle is, for that role. I'm like, this dude's been in some like, it really is. It's kind of like Anthony Hopkins in Thor. You know what I mean? It's like, y'all niggas slumming it right now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was weird, but then you got the one moment in Thor that when he's pretending to be Loki, pretending to be.
No, I'll tell you, the moment that made me go, they got the right person for this, is the one where he ad-libbed a scene. He ad-libbed a scene in Thor 1 when he is in the process of stripping Thor of his powers. He ad-libbed most of that scene, and that was like, holy shit. And like, when Loki tried to speak up and he fucking growled at Loki, that was all Anthony Hopkins. That was not in the script. Loki tried to speak up, he was like, ha! Like, whoa, dog.
Tom Hiddleston took out his little script. He's like, hold on, wait a minute, hold on. Growl. No growl. Sorry.
Where was that? Where was that in here?
Sir, I'm going to need you to read your lines properly, sir.
Yeah, I don't understand what's happening here. There was no growl. Like, can someone hit me to my motivation here? Because there was no growl.
I'll be in my trailer.
I'll be in my trailer until you figure out like where the growl fits in. You know, man. There's no growl here, man. I don't get to do that voice enough. There's no. Oh my god, that's another show title. There's no growl here, man. That's the new one.
You better edit this quickly, okay? Because this is some shit right here.
Well, if you want to see, you think that's bad. If you want to see actors that are playing roles that are way too small for their pedigree, look at the cast of Destiny 1.
Yes. I watched
the cast of Destiny 1.
Yeah.
I watched, all the main cast of Destiny 1 is just like, why are y'all here? Why is this a thing? Like, why are y'all in this little video game? But then again, Nathan Fillion has been in like every Halo since the first one. He's been in every Halo, and he has a reoccurring character in 2 Halo games. So like, and you know, like he just played like a random, you know, like I've been watching someone play through the Halo games, so I'm very abreast on this right now. But like ODST is like, you know, like Nathan Fillion, it was named Adam Baldwin, Trisha Helfer, the dude who played Wash from Firefly. They got 3 of the Firefly dudes in that game. You know what I mean? Like.
I had no idea any of this was happening. I just played the game.
Yeah, and the ODST. Well, actually, Nathan Fillion's character actually looks like Nathan Fillion in ODST. Like the dude who's in charge, Buck. He very much looks like himself. And then he comes back in 5 because he's a Spartan now. Like they actually let this dude become a Spartan. He was in ODST, apparently with some sort of program, and he became a Spartan. Like so, he is one of.
He's like I'm on the 12 step program for becoming a Spartan.
Well, the Spartan 4s are not the same as.
Did Chase freeze or is it just me?
No, he didn't freeze.
Chase freeze or is it okay?
He didn't freeze me. He was just talking. What happened?
He's moving very slowly.
Well, you were. I was getting some notifications that you were low connection on your camera. So
no, I didn't get that at all. That's weird. Y'all got that for each other, but I didn't get that for nobody. I could still hear and see everybody just fine. That's weird. But yeah, man,
I didn't get nothing more Chase.
But I'm gonna tell you, if you look at the people who have done work for Halo games, it is crazy. Just the random smattering of people that just played some random dude that is talking to you while Master Chief is just walking somewhere. Like it's, you know what I mean? Like it's weird. Like, you know, like Janine Garofalo. Like, who the fuck? When's the last time you heard of Janine Garofalo? like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like what's his name? Shit. His name is David something. He plays a nerdy dude, wears glasses, bald.
He was on the Mr. Show a long time ago.
Yes, and he played in. He's in
Arrested Development.
Yes, that guy.
Yeah.
He's just a random like soldier in Halo games. Like it's weird. It's just like all of them. It's just like a lot of people who just like Halo. It was just like, hey, can I record a voice? It's like, all right, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
But when you look at that Destiny cast, a lot of them are just like, you know, if it was like Halo, it was like early Halo games, I can see how you can get this cast. But like during the time when Destiny was a thing, all of these people are names. Like all of them. And it's just like, how did you make this thing happen? How did you make any of this happen? Except for Nathan Fillion, because he always seems to be down for anything.
Indeed.
Yeah. Okay, I think I'm done with that. I'm really enjoying watching.
And that's all I got to say about that.
That's all I got to say about that. So what are y'all? Okay, so this is the last show of the year, right? And this has been a really shit year for a lot of people. What are some things that you are looking forward to in the coming year? Media-wise. I'll say media-wise. Like whether it's games or anything like that.
Well, media-wise, I mean, I guess this is kind of media, but man, once it's gone, I really miss shit. But like, I miss live music, man.
Yeah, I think going outside is something that people are looking forward to.
Leaving the house, going outside.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, man. It's kind of like when I look at when I get money on Steam, and I'm like, well, the only thing I was really looking for is Cyberpunk, and I'm playing that. So what do I really kind of want?
Yeah,
and
everything I've been looking forward to came out already. So,
but because they haven't really started to put trailers out for like the new shit to where you're like, holy shit, because they're holding out for the new shit, the new generation, I guess. You know what I mean?
They're also holding off for until people can actually leave the house.
Well, yeah, that too.
Oh, that Ghostbusters movie, Afterlife.
Stranger Things.
Sure. I completely forgot that was happening. Like they put out that little trailer, and then COVID happened, and then that was the end of that.
I've never seen it. I've never seen a second.
There's a character on there who reminds me of Pooh Bear, Scar.
Okay.
It's really funny. She has some sass to her.
Word up. I've always wanted to watch it, and it's just like every time I get ready to watch it, it's just like, well, you can watch this other thing.
Yes.
There's a movie that I'm interested in that I saw a trailer for, and it seems like it's like going to be a shit movie, but in the greatest way possible. It's a movie called Nobody. Have y'all seen the trailer for this movie?
Is it Keith Sweat in it?
No, not this one. It's basically like a falling down type John Wick type of movie. You know, it's that type of movie. Like a regular dude gets pushed too far and starts fucking shit up.
Is it directed by Uwe Boll?
No, but here's the thing. It stars Bob Odenkirk.
Really?
He is the guy that's fucking people up. So like motherfucking Saul is fucking John Wick. Like how?
Oh, I think I have seen the trailer for this, but I didn't really recall.
Yeah, that idea that like that guy is going to be like an action star is something that I have to be there for. Like I have to. I mean, I'm not going to a movie theater to see this shit, but I am 100% going to like rent this shit or something like the moment I can.
I'm going to torrent this shit the second I can.
Oh no! I got off of that when somebody got me in trouble.
Yeah, Chase. Dang it.
I didn't get nobody in trouble.
No, he's deflecting.
He's talking about me.
Oh.
Yeah, I just had to see that new episode of, what was it, Dexter?
Dexter.
The one that was trash. I was like, yeah, this is trash. I'm done.
Yeah.
Sorry, Scar.
Jerk asked me to download some Dexter for him on the BitTorrent. And my ISP was like, bruh.
I actually stopped because, like, I know Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 2 was on Netflix. But I was like, well, I hadn't seen Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 1. Let me go find a little torrent. Okay. All of a sudden, they're like, hey, ABC, give us a heads up and says you've been doing some stuff. Knock it off. And I've not torrented anything since then.
Yeah. I downloaded something for somebody and I transferred it to them through Skype. And and then I deleted it. Then my ISP was just like, yo, we shut you down for this thing. but we can't find it. So I guess we're gonna turn this back on because we can't find it on your computer anymore. It's like, yeah, because after I transferred that shit, I got rid of it. But yeah, that happened to me. I don't miss those days. I don't miss the trying to give my computer cooties thing.
My ex used to torrent albums all the time. She's like, "Oh, there's a new Maya album coming out. Let me go torrent that." And all of a sudden, her ISP was like, "Nope, that's not happening." She was like, "Dang."
The ISP would have been like, "Yeah, go ahead and do that because somebody needs to spread this shit."
There's nobody. Somebody
has to care about the new Maya album.
Does nobody use VPNs or what's going on?
I'm not paying $20 for a VPN, and I'm not buying it, and I'm not using it like a free one because like that one will definitely get you cooties.
I never thought about it because I'm just kind of like, I'm boring. So like, if you want to break into my computer and find some shit, good luck. Like, ain't nothing here.
Yeah, like
you'd be like, he's been torting this thing called Sarcasm.
If they sent me an email saying we locked your computer down, you owe us this much money, I'll be like, have fun.
Right.
Have fun
Right.
with that.
Good luck, sir. I need to put money into this fucking thing in the first place. How about I just buy another one? Enjoy
gigs and gigs of like wrestling videos because that's all you're gonna get out of me.
Right? It's just like that type. It's kind of like, nah, I'm cool. But I think, I don't think there's anything that I'm like super interested in. I'm just kind of taking things as they come. I mean, with this year, that's pretty much what we've all been doing.
I know the people who made Gone Home, they're making a new game. I forgot what it's called, but it should be out next year. Is
it gonna be just as bullshit where you play the whole game thinking that some supernatural shit is gonna happen, and then the supernatural shit doesn't fucking happen?
They did that on purpose. They said they purposely put in sounds to make you think something was gonna happen.
That's an asshole thing to do.
Because if you walk through the house, you will hear shit.
Yeah. And I was like, yo, I'm thinking that some fucked up shit or some supernatural shit happened. And neither.
Bro, when you go down those stairs and like you see the cross and you touch it and the lights just pop because like the light bulb goes out, that really scared the crap out of me. And I ran out of that room so fast. That's literally the only really creepy thing that happens in that game.
Yeah, that sucks.
Tacoma was good.
I'm glad I got that I got that in a bundle with something else.
Tacoma, yeah, I think they make Tacoma as well. Tacoma was really good.
I don't know that one.
It's basically the same premise, but like you're basically you're a contractor and you're sent onto a ship where all the people there were people on it. Now the people are disappeared. And the company is sending you to retrieve something very valuable from the ship. And so while you're there, you're nosing around and you're looking at log files and stuff, and you're piecing together what happened on the ship. And the whole thing weaves together like this story because you'll see like flashbacks, computer flashbacks of stuff. You never actually see the people, but you see like their 3D rendered ghost or whatever.
Oh, that new game's called Open Roads.
Open Roads, yeah. But yeah, they made that, and it's really, really good. Because like when you see like the ending, you're like, "Oh snap, that's awesome."
Okay, all right. I mean, maybe if it's Game Pass, I might.
Yeah, I think they actually put Tacoma on Game Pass for a minute. I think.
Okay.
I don't know if it's still there or not.
I might get around to it if it's Game Pass, but outside of that,
it's pretty good. I like it.
All right, so I got two things that I want to discuss. One is sports related and one is not. The sports related thing is like, yo, how bad do you have to be at football to whereas a team with no fucking name lets you go, just let you go, just like, no, you out of here, dog, on your rookie contract? That is like the craziest fucking thing to me. Like,
who that happened to?
Dwayne Haskins is quarterback was the quarterback for the Washington whatchamacallit. And he got drafted last year.
And they were like, nah, we out.
He was so bad, and apparently he has some off the field things going on too, but they just let him go. They're just going to eat $8 million to just say, fuck you, dude. Just walk. How bad do you have to be at anything for someone to eat $8 million? It's just like, nah, dog, you fuck it. Just go.
Hey, man. I think the Washington football team is a pretty good name. It's got "the" in the name. The Washington football team.
the Washington whatchamacallit.
The Washington whatchamacallit.
They're the Washington whatchamacallits until they come up with a new name. And two, please tell me that either of y'all have seen this Twisted Tea video.
The what now?
Okay, for the last few days, somebody has...
No, I literally didn't hear what you said.
Twisted Tea?
Oh, yeah. I seen that.
I've been seeing a lot of memes where people have been putting Twisted Tea into memes as a show of strength. Bruh, watch this video. Please watch it with the sound on. It is by far the funniest thing. After Christmas I got sick and I had some issues. I was throwing up and shit. So after you throw up a lot and your stomach muscles hurt because you were throwing up and you're out of shape. So I watched this and I had to, when your stomach muscles hurt and you cough or you sneeze or something like that, you kind of have to squeeze your stomach to keep it from moving too much so it doesn't fucking hurt.
That actually happens when I have sneezing fits. That happens.
I literally had to do that while watching this video because I kept seeing these memes and I kept trying to figure out what the fuck is the big deal. Why is this a thing? And so I went and I looked for that video. Man, I'm not even, if you haven't seen it, I won't spoil it for you. But find the Twisted Tea video and keep the sound on because the sound makes all of the difference. All of it. Every bit of the difference, the sound being on. Oh my God. And now I get all of the memes. I even shared a meme afterwards, after I seen it, where someone had their Call of Duty loadout and the can of Twisted Tea was their sidearm.
Here you go.
I'd really rather not do this right now. This video is restricted.
Yeah, see, no, we should not. We should not play that during the episode.
Or we could and say we didn't.
No, we should not. We should not play that during the episode. I mean, outside of the fact that the whole thing comes about because of the N-word, and I use the N-word at least 3 times this episode, it's still not a good look for us to use someone else's content in that manner. Because, our numbers are strong, and we want to keep it that way. Shout out to whoever is downloading all of these old episodes.
Like when you played the Sims music at the beginning of the show.
Yeah, I didn't know we were recording. We were just talking. That was supposed to be our hype music for the beginning of the show.
She's going to reach through the screen and strangle the shit out of you.
That ain't got nothing to do with me. If that's in the show, that ain't got nothing to do with me.
If you're not watching the video, you're missing out on my sweet Boba Fett hat.
Well,
you know what? I didn't even know that's what it was.
I'll edit it out because I'm a good soldier. I'm a good soldier. Sorry.
If you leave it, you leave it. But I didn't know we were recording at that point.
I'm a Scar soldier.
That doesn't sound appealing.
You know what sounds appealing? Freaking banana.
Get out, please leave.
All right, that's the show. All right, so man, thank you all for. I know it's been a shit year for most people, but the way that our downloads have looked, we've had a pretty decent and very strong second half of the year. And we appreciate everyone that's taking the time to listen to us. Shout out to all of the people who have rode with me through my candle making journey. And have contributed and spread the word and all of that stuff. Thank y'all. And just
Well, we didn't talk about games.
we didn't really get to very much. I mean, we were just riffing.
Well, what?
Do y'all want to take a minute?
I want to
see about his romance in Cyberpunk.
I want to know what Sam thinks about the game since he's playing on console.
Okay, I haven't played Cyberpunk, so I'll let y'all riff on it.
I barely got to the title screen.
Oh, okay, cool.
Like I just started it. The thing happened, and then he all of a sudden I noticed that I'm Keanu Reeves now.
Yeah,
and I did like a thing on the rooftop, and then I saved game as soon as they landed off the roof, and then that was pretty much it. No, I haven't picked it up since then.
Okay. Yeah, like it's a really weird feeling when I play it because I see like on my news feed, like on my phone, I have like a Google feed, I guess, that will feed me shit that they think I have looked up or whatever. But so I'm always getting like Cyberpunk shit, and it's always negative shit. So when I go to play the game and I play it and I'm having like a blast and it looks amazing, that it feels weird that I see all this negative shit, yet I'm playing this awesome game. I should be playing a terrible game, but I'm not. But I'm also playing on PC.
Yeah. I'm not a graphics whore, so it doesn't really matter to me. But I do notice like little glitches and stuff like.
But that's also
one thing I have. That's all games, yeah. No, one thing I did notice is like when I'm having conversations with somebody and they talk, and my dialogue tree is supposed to pop up and it doesn't, and they're just standing there looking at me like, "What are you doing?" Mm. That's a little weird, but not game breaking though. Like I'm not gonna write a letter or join a class action lawsuit because someone takes a delay on dialogue.
Yeah. Because when I first played Skyrim, there was literally a game-breaking bug to where, like, I was stuck in Markarth prison because I couldn't talk to some dude or something, and I had to wait until a patch until I can actually progress in the game. That
would be funny. I love Skyrim glitches; they're amazing.
But that one wasn't a funny one. That one made it to where I couldn't play the game, but until they patched it.
You recently ran into one that doesn't want to progress in Cyberpunk. He didn't tell me what it was though, because obviously he's way more ahead than I am. So
yeah.
I was in my apartment and I put on a ball cap, and like I went to go see what I look like in the mirror in my ball cap. Turns out I was bald.
Yeah, that happens. But a lot of that stuff is just people forget are forgetting that when Witcher 3 came out, nobody gave a shit about fucking CD Projekt Red because they weren't a big developer. What had they done? Witcher 2, which had its fans. Witcher 1, which nobody played. It was a very niche title, and then Witcher 3 really got its notoriety after the fact. You know what I mean? When the rewards started coming out, when people were like streaming it after like patches and stuff. It had a really rocky launch, man. There's a lot of bugs in Witcher 3, but since this game had a lot of hype, I think hype is really bad for gaming. And it, like the same thing happened to Cyberpunk that happened to Witcher 3. Rocky launch, they're patch it out, and then, but it's crazy on how much negativity is going on. But it's the same thing to where like, it's all the people that are enjoying themselves aren't fucking speaking up because they're just playing.
Well, yeah, because they don't have anything to talk about. It's all these other people. I mean, like I was talking to a dude, and then the skin flew away from his face. I was like, "Whoa!" Right, well, I guess that's how we do it in the future. Like, I also noticed that people's hair doesn't render all the way either. That's another thing. But I am playing it on Xbox, so it may be different.
Yeah, it's an odd thing, man. That all this, like, even like class action lawsuits and shit, like, it's not that serious. Like,
how has the game hurt you? Point to the doll where the
class action lawsuit was brought against from the investors and not the gamers. The gamers are kind of jumping in on this, but the lawsuit is from the investors.
Yeah, but aren't they still making their money? Because they still made a shit ton of money outside.
They're probably not making as much money as they thought they were going to make because this shit was so hyped and everyone wanted it, and then.
But it's also in 2020, like, you know.
I don't know. I mean, they also brought a class action lawsuit. They did one of those for Mass Effect 3. So, like, how serious can we really take this?
Yeah, it's just strange. Like, would this be the thing that breaks the, like, industry when, like, E.T., an actual bad game, could break the industry? Like, you would think that, like, a good game
Mass Effect 3 changed the industry, and it's not going back. When the gamers complained so much that they actually, like, made changes to a finished game, that's when they won. And now the gaming community, especially the loud minority of the gaming community, will always show their ass because the doctors at BioWare caved. That fucked the industry. It fucked the whole industry up, and it is never going back because those people realize they have power.
Yeah,
I heard somebody saying that, like, oh, Cyberpunk deserves to be in the desert with ET.
Nah, it ain't even that bad. Like,
it's still a very good game. It's a lot of jank. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, what's happening right now is no different than any Bethesda game. You know what I mean? Like, pick a Bethesda game when it first comes out.
Right.
Anyone, just
or like
randomly.
No Man's Sky. But the thing about No Man's Sky is that there were features that they were promised that they didn't get.
Well, in Cyberpunk, in the photo mode, there's a sticker that is Roach walking on his front paws, which is a glitch in a bug in Witcher 3, where he would sometimes walk up when you would call him on his front paws. And they're, like, celebrating that, yet, you know, somebody's
Roach is a horse.
A horse,
right?
Yeah.
So don't you mean his hooves?
Well, okay, yeah. His front hooves. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Well, actually.
I mean, I don't have anything else to add to this.
Professor Hulk over here.
I don't have anything else to add to this at all. So, like, I've
been having fun with it. I mean, I'm going to keep having fun with it. I've been, like, putting videos on YouTube about it. So,
and also you see the level of intelligence of the people that are complaining when some of the people that got refunds are confused that they didn't get to keep their game. They didn't get to keep it.
A real messed up game that we should be talking about that we're not is this thing right here, which I can't play because I can't get past a certain part because it keeps freezing on me.
That's EA. So
thanks a lot. I need to vent my frustrations. Somebody, look at this. Can I play this?
You just started. You did. Well, I mean, you and like 3 other people can actually start that class action lawsuit because only actually bought that shit.
It hurt my soul.
The rest of us is just like, oh, I'll try it on EA Access. If it don't go good, all right, fine.
Well, I mean, no, like I Googled it and they were like, oh, you got to turn off your console and like unplug it and stand on your head for 10 minutes. I ain't doing any of that.
And do the hokey pokey and turn yourself around, bitch. Why do I have to do all this? Just
right.
You know, I actually played a little bit of Fable, and like because I ran into the same issue where I can't play my old saves because I had a disc with the DLC on it. So I started over, and I think my 360 is dead. I was playing, everything was fine. My daughter was using my Xbox One, but I was playing, everything was fine, and then it just stopped, and this fucker has not turned back on since.
Wow.
It was the Fable that killed the camel.
Sure.
What?
I was trying to like the Fable that broke the camel's back, but I was like, it's just the Fable that killed the camel.
Have you ever seen that meme of the elephant in the
elephant in the room?
the elephant and the camel, and the elephant was like, "How do you walk around with titties on your back?" And the camel was like, "That's real. That's real smart for someone with a dick on their face." All right, are we done now?
Yeah.
Don't buy this game.
Don't buy the EA game that no one wanted to buy in the first place. Don't buy that one.
Well, I heard good things like that. People can actually play it. Unfortunately, I can't for some reason.
Did you actually say what the game was?
Oh, it's Star Wars Squadrons.
You just showed the.
Yeah, well, I get to a point in the game, and it's happened twice already, and I just gave up. Where like you're supposed to sneak around like the Imperial ships and stuff, and then you're supposed to sneak attack them from behind and get past their radar. And then there's like every time I thrust forward, complete freeze.
Okay.
And I'm like, well, okay. I wanted to play this game, can't now.
Word up. Hopefully they get that fixed, patch or something.
No, I'm gonna do the cha-cha slide.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Slide.
kids don't even know the struggle of like
the game.
a game that like released broken back in the day just ended up just being a broken game. There was no patches.
Everybody, fuck this game. You know what? My daughter actually had an assignment where she had to come up with a line dance. It's for her PE class. I mean, because of course they can't actually do PE, but she had to come up with a line dance as a project for school, and she like completely overthought it. I'm just like, yo, just
isn't a line dance when you do a line of coke and you dance?
Yep, then we're out. All right. Y'all, peace out to the Warriors. We're out of here. We'll see y'all in the new year. Hopefully it's a better year than the year that we had. Chase just fucked everything up. So, yeah. So, for everyone, this is Scargasm. We're out. Bye.
Tell your friends to subscribe, hit that like button, and don't forget to ring that bell.
I like that shit, yeah, boy. Look, I'm telling you, Whoa. I'm telling. All right, I ain't gonna talk.